Say hi. Hi. Say hi. Say hi to all your fans that don't know you exist yet. Even though you've been around on the channel for almost as long as I have. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another GTI video. We're going to talk about how this car is about to be stage 2 ready. So let's talk about that and talk about all the stuff that's going to be going on with this car here coming soon, and why I'm saying stage 2 ready instead of just stage 2 set. So let's go. So for those who didn't know, I ordered a new mod for this car last week. By the time you guys are probably going to see this video, it's been about 7 days since I purchased it. Fortunately, it hasn't shipped yet. Somehow, I don't know why, but it hasn't shipped yet. But it is a part that is going to be the last piece to make this car set up for a stage 2 setup. And I mean by that, the stage 2 tune. And so for those who didn't know, I'm not partnering, but I'm going to be going through HPA for a lot of the parts in this car. The reason I chose HPA over companies such as APR, Unitronic, or I believe EQC is one of them, I think they're called, or any of those bigger, more well-known tuners for GTIs, is HPA has always been my fan favorite pick for Volkswagen and Audi and all that kind of stuff. I've played Gran Turismo my entire life, and you know, they are 2-time Gran Turismo award winners, which is what introduced me to HPA and what really introduced me to the VW Audi tuning scene as a child whenever I was playing Gran Turismo as a kid. And so I always knew from then that I wanted to go with HPA to build my own VW Audi platform in the future, and that's why we are going through them. I'm very excited too, because HPA, I mean, their parts are very expensive, but it seems like their quality is in the upper echelon of what tuners and other sorts of shops similar to them offer. And that's not to say that any of them are particularly bad, because I think all of them are really good. I think you could go with any tuner setup like APR, Unitronic, EQC, HPA, or anybody, and you're gonna get something good out of it. But HPA was just my choice, just because I really respect them as a company, and I'm really excited about their builds and all that stuff. I love what they produce, so that's why I went with them. But we are going to be going through their stage 2 setup, which unfortunately is one of the lower horsepower stage 2 setups out there that I've seen. A lot of stage 2 cars are pumping in the mid to high 300s, while HPA's stage 2 is 320 wheel horsepower, I believe, if I go back to their site. And to fact check that, if I do that, I'll put that on screen for you guys. But I'm pretty sure it's 320 wheels, so it is on the lower side, as I think I've compared it to Unitronic, and Unitronic was a little bit higher. But for the amount of mods you have to actually do to get to 320 wheel on these cars is phenomenal, because I know people who have had other car platforms in the past that have had to do an insane level of work, and they haven't even cracked 300 wheel. And mostly those are naturally aspirated cars, but with this, like, it's so easy. And I mean, even my Sport Track, I did an insane level of mods to that truck. So a lot of people remember that truck had headers, it had full exhaust, it had an intake, it had a ton of where it was tuned, and I don't even think that cracked mid 200s in terms of crank horsepower. I mean, that thing was dirt slow and had 250,000 miles, so I mean, that says enough. But this car just, it makes 320 wheel horsepower with an intake and a downpipe, which, if that didn't give it away, I've stalled that for too long on this already. We are going to be getting an HPA high flow catted downpipe on this car, which I'm very excited for, because this car's going to sound really good. It's also going to go really quick compared to how it is now. This car's going to gain about 100 horsepower just off of a tune setup and an intake and downpipe, which is just incredible. You don't hear about that on many platforms nowadays. So that will, of course, go back here on the other side of the turbo. This actually looks like it'll be a fairly simple install. Of course, I could be wrong on that one. I'm going to have the guys come and assist me with that. I'm still going to try to do it myself. But I'm going to have the guys come and help with that, of course, because I'm not mechanically competent. So, yeah. So why are we doing all this, and what am I doing with the rest of the exhaust setup? Because a lot of people are probably going to ask that, because I do happen to have exhaust components ready for this car. So we're going to be keeping the stock rear muffler on this car, because I don't want this thing to be terribly loud. We are going to be doing, of course, the catted downpipe. But I have something back in my garage that I've been holding on to for several weeks that I think will give away what we're doing outside of that. And that is this 7 feet tall piece of stainless steel piping, and we are going to be doing a resonator delete on this car. So yeah, we're going to do a resonator delete. We're going to do the downpipe just to kind of free up a good bit of noise in the car. I still want it to be mostly or fairly quiet. I wanted to make some noise, but I don't want to make a ton of noise, if that makes sense. We're going to also do aftermarket tips because I do not like the stock tips, so I want kind of a more aftermarket look for this setup. So we are going to do aftermarket tips on the car just to kind of get a better look. They are going to be 4-inch tips. I just haven't decided if I want to do chrome or black chrome just yet. I'm torn between the two. Black chrome is significantly more expensive, so I don't know on that front yet. And then from there, it'll be time to focus on the cosmetic sides of this car because it's a pretty plain looking car, to be honest with you. I mean, sure, you have the red accents on the brakes, the badge work, and all that kind of stuff, but a lot of people are not going to be able to tell the difference between a GTI and a regular Golf TSI. So I mean, you know, at least normies, you know, people like us that are into cars, we're going to be able to tell the difference pretty easily. But you know, for normal traffic NPC people, I guess you could say, I mean, as most people would call them, I guess I just say normies because I find it more respectable than NPCs. They are not going to notice the difference between a GTI and a TSI without really paying attention to it and reading the badge and all that kind of stuff. So I want this car to be kind of stand out. So first off, we're going to get headlights. I know this is probably the most major complaint people have about this car, especially if you have an S trim like I do with the halogen headlights and not the lighting pack, is the headlights. We are going to get aftermarket headlights. I found a set that I've only seen on one other GTI out there, and because they're not advertised to actually work on GTIs, but I have seen the GTI running them, so I am going to make that purchase. And we're also going to get a front splitter, some side skirts, a rear diffuser on the car, and I'm thinking about bringing in some F1 elements. For those who don't know, I've gotten heavily into F1 this year, and we are going to put possibly a F1 style rain light on the car just to kind of tie my interest to F1 with this car in particular. Even though VW has zero ties to F1 right now, they will soon in 2026. But you know, right now at least they don't have a tie to F1. So the goal is to kind of get kind of a track street car kind of look, and of course, because people are probably going to ask because I didn't mention it, wheels and coilovers will come at a later date, because honestly these tires are in really good shape, so I'd like to get some wear down on them before I go and invest the money on new wheels and tires, because these tires are brand new on this car. Effectively, they are absolutely trash for grip, but they are definitely, you know, in good shape, and I would like to, you know, get my use out of them before I drop the car on some expensive wheels. I'm more than likely going to go these ESRs, so let the floodgates open on that, because people can be, ooh, rips. But, you know, I don't care. The ESRs I picked out look insanely good on this car. It's either going to be that or black chrome RBF1s, or if I can ever find the way to afford Desmond Rega Masters, possibly, because I think that's a really good look for these cars, and I think especially on white GTIs, they look fantastic. I don't know about black, but we'll see. And then Fortunato is going to be my choice for coilovers, because in my opinion they are the best choice for coilovers, and I think that is just going to be the move for this car. It's going to be Fortunatos on ESRs and all the aero bits and crap we're going to do to this thing. Hopefully I'll be able to get some more parts in due time. I think we're also going to do the turbo inlet pipe down here, the little plastic elbow. Apparently they are prone to cracking, so I do want to get that taken care of. For those who didn't know, my Sport Track had a plastic thermostat housing, and I replaced them 4 times. So before I finally got a metal one, so I'm trying not to deal with that multiple times in multiple different chassis. But yeah, we are done with that video for now. So I hope you all are excited to see what is to come for this car, because we've got a lot in store coming soon on the GTI. We've got that downpipe hopefully coming in soon, and then it'll be time to start full bore cosmetic work and just kind of getting the car ready. Of course, for the most major mechanical components such as coilovers, I'll be waiting until my warranty does expire to do that. That's why I'm not tuning the car right away. I will tune the car after my warranty expires, and I think that expires at about 35,000 miles, so I don't have long. But with my new job that I picked up, I'm still doing the same industry, but in a different capacity. I'm driving a lot less now, so in terms of mileage, driving every day, but a lot less miles. So it's going to take a lot longer to hit that than it would have otherwise, which I'm fine with, because preserving the warranty for some of the GTI's more well-known quirks is something that I would like to do. So for now, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more content coming soon on the car. We've got a lot coming up. I've got a GTI meet this weekend I plan on attending as well, so stay tuned for that video next week, as long as I'm able to go, and we will see you guys next time. Have a great day, guys, and stay tuned for more fun. See you guys later. Have a great day.